Hello, my name is Mr. Lundy. Today in class we worked on a genetics activity. If you are absent or need to make up this assignment for any reason, please continue to watch this video. If you were in class today and participated, thank you, and you may now skip this video and move on throughout the rest of my YouTube channel. Today's in-class assignment was all about Punnett squares, and we built our lesson off of our 11 vocabulary words of the week. We each discussed some physical traits which we have and how they match up to some of the physical traits of our parents. After rereading about and working on a few Punnett squares together, students were able to determine the probability of offspring inheriting specific traits. Let us begin this video by reviewing our content standards.
Here we have our content standards. Develop and use a model to describe why asexual reproduction results in offspring with identical genetic information and sexual reproduction results in offspring with genetic variation. Determine the meaning of symbols, key terms, and other domain-specific words and phrases as they are used in a specific scientific or technical context relevant to grades 6 through 8 texts and topics. Our learning objective. Students will analyze Punnett squares by determining the probability of inheriting specific traits.
Next, we should take some time to review each of our vocabulary words for the week.
Alleles. One of two or more alternative forms of a gene. Dominant. An allele that produces the same phenotype whether its paired allele is identical or different. Gene. A part of DNA controlling physical characteristics. Genotype. The particular alleles at specified loci present in an organism. Heterozygous. Refers to a pair of genes where one is dominant and one is recessive. They're different. Homozygous, a pair of matching alleles, which are the two genes that control a particular trait. Phenotype, what an organism looks like as a consequence of the interaction of its genotype and environment. Percent, a proportion in relation to a whole, which is usually the amount per 100. Probability, a measure of how likely it is that some event will occur. Punnett square, used to predict the chances of an offspring to have its parents' traits. Recessive, an allele that produces its characteristic only when its paired allele is identical.
I am now going to complete a worksheet, and you can follow along. This is our worksheet on Punnett squares. These show the two alleles of each parent plant crossed with each other and the resulting 4 possible offspring with capital T for tall and lowercase t for short. So a double capital T is a dominant tall plant. A double lowercase t is a recessive short plant. A capital T with a lowercase t is a mixed hybrid plant. So you can see, again, the double capital T is the dominant tall plant, genotype is tall, phenotype, the way it looks, is tall. Capital and lowercase t is a mixed hybrid plant. Its genotype being the alleles that build up are hybrid, and the phenotype is tall. Since we have the dominant, it always makes the phenotype the dominant gene. Then we have another lowercase t with a lowercase t, making it a recessive short plant. The genotype is short and the phenotype is short. So moving on. Using the Punnett squares below, name the offspring of all possible parent combinations. We can fill this Punnett square by combining our alleles here. So we have a capital T and another capital T, making it a dominant tall plant. There's another capital T with a capital T, Here we have two more dominant alleles with all of our phenotypes being dominant tall. So I will write here dominant tall. And that's actually the right answer for each of these. Dominant tall, dominant tall, and again dominant tall. This one, we have both parents are mixed hybrids. Name the 4 possible offspring and the expected ratio. So we've got the tall ones here. We have another tall one. This one we have the capital T with the lowercase t, making it another mixed hybrid. Here's a capital T with a lowercase, it's a hybrid. And then we have a double recessive. So we have dominant tall, this one is a mixed hybrid. Here's another mixed hybrid. And a recessive short. Furthering our information, we're asked to give the expected ratio. So we have 25% chance of it being the dominant tall. We have 2, so making it 50% chance of it being a hybrid, and then another 25% chance of it being a recessive. One parent is dominant tall, one is mixed hybrid. Name the 4 possible offspring. So again, we match them up. Here's a dominant tall, here's another dominant tall, there's a hybrid there, we have the capital and the lowercase, and another capital and a lowercase. So we have 2 dominant talls, and then 2 hybrids. Our final example before I show you your assignment for the evening, we have both parents are recessive short. Name the 4 possible offspring. So this is similar to the other ones that we've been working on, particularly the one where they're all dominant talls. These are just all recessive shorts. So when you cross 2 recessives, they all become recessive shorts. Your assignment is to create 3 Punnett squares with the following information.
A green pea plant is crossed with a yellow pea plant. A tall plant is crossed with a short plant. A red flower is crossed with a white flower.
Thank you for watching this video and best of luck on your assignment. Please turn it in before the end of this week. Thank you.